Hello, welcome back to Auto Pop Culture, and today we're going over miniature tigers and their album called Vampires in the Daylight. So I love miniature tigers. I actually I follow them from since Tell It to their first album, which was Tell It to the Volcano. If you don't know, they are an NYC Brooklyn more direct based band. They've been doing this for a while. I came across them when actually I was watching Teen Wolf, and the good handful of songs came in, and what was the one? Bullfire Jacket. That was a very, very, very first song I've heard, and then I was like, ooh, I like this song. So I looked it up, I downloaded it, I got into it, and I liked it, and I was like, ooh, there's more. And there was more, and they've been in different types of movies too. They were in Easy A with their song Wolf, which is also Tell It to the Volcano album. And I kind of followed them since then. I went to Fortress, which I love Fortress. It was one of my favorite albums, and then their third album, which was Mia Farrow, which is a really good one. It was a little pushing. They kind of pushed away from that indie sound and went more to a different sound, and it got a little more sexual in that direction. And then they went into Cruel Runnings, which is really, really nice. I love this one because it gave me more of a summer and also even more of an upbeat sound that they had. Because before it was not gritty, but more earthy, more down to earth, very raw, not very raw, but raw, production. And they kind of got more and more smooth as they grew as they went on. And then I personally skipped over I Dreamt I Was a Volcano. I Dreamt I Was a Cowboy. I just didn't really get into it. I tried to get into it, didn't really care for it, but finally they released another one, which is The Vampire in Daylight. So I really like this album. It's only 11 songs, which you would think is long, but it goes pretty fast because there's a couple of interludes inside of it. This album's pretty deep. It's the whole album's pretty much talking about the breakup, pretty much the post breakup and what happens, how he feels about it, and also kind of reflecting on the relationship, and also reflecting on how he's doing now, and a lot of events happen in between those times, so it's very interesting. So you start off with the first song, which is Caged Bird, and he kind of talks about how he letting go of his lover who feels trapped, even though it hurts him, but he's letting her go because if she's not happy, he wants to set her free, and it's like that, and knowing it's the right choice to do, even though he's hurting over it. Then it moves on to where he's the aftermath of it, which is Manic Upswing, when he's drinking a lot, he's drinking very heavily to kind of deal with it. He's still reeling over the breakup, and he kind of reflects on the breakup of what happened, what went wrong, and it talks about how he's in love. He felt like his lover was pretty much distancing herself or drifting away slowly, and so he kind of noticed that as in the aftermath, and then it goes into a interlude, which is Rattlesnake SMR, and it goes away, and it sets you up for the next song. Then he goes to Anything Else, which is more of a he talks about how he likes the aftermath now. So he dreams of her when he falls asleep. So he likes to sleep a lot more often because that's the only time he sees her. And then goes to a point where he dyes his hair to feel different. And that's a whole trope to do. A breakup trope is just do your hair differently or cut your hair to make you feel different. And then also he understands that he also blames himself for the relationship dying. And then it goes into Wish, and Wish is more he wishes he was good enough. He still wishes he was the one for her, even though it gets to tell, it's pretty much telling me that he doesn't really, he does realize that, it makes it seem like maybe she was looking for something more, or maybe he wasn't good enough in her eyes, and he kind of reflects that too. He's like, I know I wasn't good enough, but I do wish I was good enough. I wish I was the only one that you wanted. And it goes over into the point where it goes into Cool, which is the sixth song, and it's just now it's like an actual action where he ends up like what I got from it, because that's when I tried to look at the lyrics, couldn't find it. But this becomes the one night stand that they finally do after the breakup. And he's like, I know I'm not stupid by doing this. I wanted to just see you one last time. And he still wants her back, of course. But he reflects in cool as in like, we're not really that, just because we messed around this one night, or you're here this one night, doesn't mean that we're cool. Doesn't mean I forgive you for everything, or I'm still like, everything is in the air. And it moves on to, after that moment, it moves on to Vampires in the Daylight, which is the title song. And it pretty much is a little more upbeat, and it seems like he's trying to, and this is one of my favorite songs, and it's catchy, and he's trying to kind of better himself to get over the relationship, the sadness of the breakup. And so he wants to be in the daylight, he wants to kind of get over it. And so, and it goes into like Daylight, and it goes into an interlude, which is more of a, it's called Guilty Sunsets, and it pretty much just moves on to like, I don't know, like maybe the daylight was he's feeling better, are you trying to get better? And as the sun goes down, he kind of realizes he just feels guilty and upset, and just like it's all coming back, and maybe it's upset because he's mad of himself that he's not, that even when it, like, oh, like maybe he's watching, because maybe they always used to watch like sunsets together, and so he feels guilty of watching it by himself and not having her next to him. And then it goes into LNOE, which is, I don't know what that means, but this one actually has a really, really cool beat, and it's really, really nice. It's one of my favorites. And this one is actually just talking about, describing how much he loves her, and how he'll never forget her, and just kind of like happy things that she likes about her and loved about her. And then we go into 10, which is Better Than Ezra, which is a way more upbeat, but it also talks about he refers 90s song, like 90s alternative bands like Better Than Ezra, and kind of reflecting how my guess is that was their favorite, like their songs in those was a favorite for him and for both of them at the same time, so he has it difficult to listen to those songs again maybe. And he also refers back to Caged Bird, which is the first song, and kind of repeats some of the lyrics at the end, which is really, really cool to tie it all together. And I think what he's trying to, I think it's still a release. He's trying to release her from the relationship, and just like, and so that's why reflecting that is like reminding himself, it's like, that's right, I'm releasing from this relationship, even though these are the things I feel at this moment, I still gotta remind myself to release. And then it leaves with the last song, which is Somewhere Soft, which is an interlude, and it has like peaceful birds and nature sounds and a guitar, maybe a harp kind of plucking through. And I think it's another release, like releasing it. And also you mentioned in Caged Bird that he only wishes that she lands somewhere soft. And so kind of wishing her the best, wishing that everything, whatever she's looking for, she finds it, you know? And I think that Somewhere Soft is referring to that. And I think it's kind of nice, peaceful ending. And it's like, I hope you live somewhere soft. And it says somewhere soft, like, so maybe for both of them, you know, like some release and some result from it. I really, really like this album. For the story-wise, like, if you can give me an album with a story that goes all the way through, like, you have me sold. I love that. I love it. I love it when it comes together perfectly, too. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you thought about the album. Are you a huge Miniature Tigers fan? If you're not, please get into them. They're really, really good. They have great music. I give this album a 9 out of 10. I just really think it was short. It was short, but straight to the point, and hit all the points that you would feel of being broken up. And I think it's really, really nice. So I hope everybody has a great week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.